and welcome to another episode of Murphy's Cut Flowers. Today is Farm Chores Edition. We are going to be talking about armadillos, and we're going to be talking about ants and do a little watering. So I have been dealing with an armadillo issue this season. I never had this problem last season, but we are in, I think I read the word historical drought situation in my area. We desperately need rain, desperately. Last week I read on one of the state websites for the Florida parks that the springs are at an all-time low and even the firmaments are at all-time lows. So what that means is the armadillo is looking for anywhere he can, and that happens to be where I am watering, that he can dig and sniff and scoot his little head in to find what he wants to find. So I am still trying to be organic in what I'm doing, and it's worked some, but the thing is I water so it washes away. Vinegar around all of the areas. I don't put vinegar in any of my beds because it can kill the plants. It's like a topical organic weed killer, and I use it pretty often. Pepper. And I am also picking up more cayenne pepper this afternoon because that one seems to work a little bit better. But again, those are both temporary fixes because I water so it washes away. My husband has been out here and he has been looking and looking and looking. My father-in-law next door has a trap set up and he's been looking and looking and looking. But right now, as annoying as it is, I can't stand it. It's driving me insane. I've only lost 2 plants to him that he uprooted. But I get it, dude. I get it. He's just doing his job. He's just doing what he's supposed to do and trying to find grub and worms and everything else, and he can't dig anywhere else because the ground is so hard. The other thing that I'll be doing today is putting out ant killer. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't use organic ant killer. I use the more potent stuff. And it's one of the only things I wear gloves for because I cannot stand the smell. So I'm gonna get started. The flip side to using vinegar around my beds is I'm gonna smell like it all day long, which I don't mind, but some people can't stand the smell. Also, it does kill the grass or the weeds or whatever. So I will have an ugly little line around these areas that I just put the vinegar on. Doesn't bother me a ton right now because the armadillo is a bigger issue. I am actually going to wait a bit on the pepper because I have a few things that I want to spot water, and obviously I don't want it to wash away. So what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna hook up the mister and we're gonna get all the seedlings misted. Then my ranunculus. We have to talk about my ranunculus. It is incredibly difficult to field grow ranunculus in South Georgia, and I gave it my best shot. Anyway, I'm just now getting blooms, and a lot of other people in my area, their seasons are coming to a close. So I don't know if I'm ready to give up yet. I'll be honest, our temps this week we're close enough to send them into dormancy, but we have mid-70s coming next week for a bit of a stretch. And I have a ton of buds that are pushing up. So the plants aren't telling me that they're quite done yet. I'm not counting on it. I'm not banking on it. I didn't promise anybody ranunculus. I knew that being my first year growing, that it was going to be trial and error. So really don't think I'm ready to give up yet though. So I am going to trim a lot of the dead off of the outer parts of the plants. I'm going to clean it up. We have rain chances coming in for the first time. We have, I think 50% is our highest on 2 different days, but we have 6 days of 30 to 50, and that's the best chance we've had in a while. I don't know how long, a while. So we're gonna trim the dead, and I'm gonna put the shade cloth back up because I took it down yesterday, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm not in a position where I need that bed for something else right now. So I have the time to invest in just waiting and seeing if I'm gonna get one good solid flush from these guys. Cause I do have a couple that are actually doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and put out my ant killer, and then we will water these seedlings. And by the way, if you're here, you might as well go ahead and hit subscribe, because I'm crazy. I mean, I'm not crazy. Crazier things have happened. But I'm really trying to hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. And I know that that's insane. I have read the stats and I've read the numbers, and that seems just like impossible. But I'm trying anyway. Shoot for the moon, right? Genuinely cannot stand the smell of ant killer. Fun fact, they also do not like the pepper. It is a deterrent for them. And I have not seen any aphids. I do have whiteflies, and I have lacewing larvae that I ordered 2 nights ago. So as soon as those come in, I'll get everything ready and get those released. And they are the larvae. They're not the actual bug. I read that that was better. This is my first time using them as pest management. So, but I'm very hopeful. Everything that I've read said that that is the, honestly, it's even, everything I read said that's better than the commercial insecticides, which I don't like and don't want to have to use. Okay, we have done vinegar for the armadillo, and we have done the ants. And like I said, I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about aphids as much as I am I don't want them seed farming. I believe that they are seed farming. My Gumfrina though has already come up out of the ground. Direct sow is not recommended, but like I said, I did my homework and it was soil temps more than anything else. So it worked. About half of them have sprouted. I hope to see the other half in the next couple of days. You know, there are always those first few that like to pop up before anybody else. So we're gonna water these seedlings, and then we're gonna walk over and start working on some of the ranunculus and do that for a little bit. By the way, if you are in the market for a new hose, I don't know if it's all of the Flex hoses. I don't use irrigation. I overhead water or hand water. And I have a couple reasons for that. It's one, because we live on a compound with other family. 2, I like it. It's peaceful. I enjoy it. It's not manageable at this point. But I was looking for a lighter weight hose, so I bought one of the Flex ones, and I got this one just from Lowe's. So if you're in the market, don't buy this one. And I will try and find, I know I can find a brand, and I don't care. I'm not a big enough channel for somebody to get mad at me, but honestly it leaks, and I thought it was just this nozzle, and I was really mad because this was a $15 nozzle. But no, it leaks with everything, and it leaks enough to affect water pressure. Like, I can tell the difference on my sprinkler head. Okay, so this is my ranunculus bed. 1, they've gotten too much water, so they're a little too yellow. 2, just timing. It's been, like I said, we've had 87s this week. But again, I'm not quite ready to give up, and I don't have anything like that I have to flip this bed for. So I'm honestly thinking I am going to give them a really solid trim and cut off all the dead get rid of everything. They're not getting water for a few days, unless it rains. But I'm gonna trim all of the dead, give them a really solid cleanup, put shade cloth back on, and I'm just not ready to give up. Because some of them, I don't know if you can see, I'm not ready to cut this guy because I don't have a vase out here right now, but I'll probably do it tonight. Some of these are finally getting really good stem length on them, and like I said, I have the time. If I needed this bed to flip for something else, if I needed this space, then I would absolutely just yank them out, call it a loss, do better next year, and move on. But I don't have to do that. So, and then all the little shorties like this, that are trying to open. Some of these are still, it's still the first buds. I didn't plant these in time. These went in the ground in December, and I should have put them in late October, November. Lesson learned. I'll do better next year. Also considering a tunnel for next year. I've been thinking a lot about next year. So either a tunnel or a small greenhouse. But I'm really processing that right now because I don't want to move a lot of stuff. I have a lot of things that are going to reseed and pop up again for me next year, and I really don't want to disrupt that. So, like, I had things planted on the other side of my shed this year, and I have seen all kinds of things that have just reseeded and popped back up this year, including sweet peas. I have like random sweet peas growing in my kids' playground area. I didn't even do sweet peas last year, so I honestly don't know where those came from. But so, good news is I have time to think it out and to figure it out and to decide what I want to do. But if there's anything I've learned in this business is, like, there are times when you have to act quickly, especially when it's a pest related thing like the armadillo, or you've got thrips or aphids or something. But there are a lot of times where you should just kind of process it for a little while. That way you're not working something and then reworking it 4 or 5 more times. So, sit on it. That's my life motto. Sit on it. There are probably a ton of more experienced flower farmers that are watching right now thinking, girl, you better just let those go. I have said probably, I think in every video, I'm a little bit of a rebel. And some lessons you just have to learn the hard way. If this doesn't work, then I'll know and I won't try again. But like I said, I have the time and I don't need this space for anything else. So I'm gonna give it a go. Okay, if you're new here, hit subscribe for me. Click the like button, do all the things, stick around because I'm crazy and I want like 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So what we did today is we did armadillo pest management as organically as possible until we can catch that critter. I did some I did some ant pest management because, again, I don't think I'm having a problem with aphids, but I think they're farm seeding. And I cleaned up some ranunculus. I actually quit about halfway through. I'm gonna finish that up this evening when it's a little cooler because right now it's time to go feed some children some lunch. So thanks for staying this long. Come back.